have done wrong to him under 24 hours. So that is, I think that is very clear enough.
All right, Mr. Oputa, can you tell us about the performance so far of the sole administrator in the state? How has he been able to, have a grasp on the situation, especially in terms of the security of the state?
Well, there's not much difference because there's no serious emerging threat in Rivers State. Rivers State has been peaceful prior to this state of emergency declaration. The crime rate was low. Issues of fighting, cultism did not exist. So that has been the case. I don't think there has been much work for the the administrator. I don't think there has been much work for him. However, I also feel that there are some actions that sort of defeats the Mr. President's intention, because upon declaration, Mr. President said the sole administrator is here to instill peace and he is not here to make any new laws, and that there will be a regulatory body, which Mr. President has said with the Federal Executive Council, but the Senate and the House of Rep has adjusted this to mean the Parliament. So the only area we had issues is that there are some boards that are statutory, that have a tenured process, that are very critical to the well-being of the state. Like RIMA, for example, that have been reaching out to investors, that have investors partners, and and another one is the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, RISEC, that have an ongoing process. Because last week, the sole administrators announced the suspension of all appointees, all boards, and commissions and all. And it's dangerous because we don't know. It starts begging the question if you're here to instill peace, or probably, or maybe crumble the economic, because some actions were tantamount to that. And that's where we pray for a review, because as much as we want to install peace, we do not want to take Rivers State back to more poverty and destroy all the foundations we've laid in growing as a major commercial power in the country. And some of these actions are going to crumble because it's going to make investors lose faith in Rivers State. It's going to, for example, in August, Nigerian Bar Association is supposed to hold their conference in Port Harcourt. And if it's looking like government and governance is being paused, to that deep level of boards and all, then the outcome to Rivers people, economic outcome to Rivers people, is going to be disastrous, and they don't deserve that.
Now, one of the measures to restore peace, I think, was that the sole administrator has a responsibility to ensure that neither of the warring factions have undue advantage. Probably that is the reason why he's suspended some of these boards. But that suspending the board does not mean the end to those organizations, because we also know that even while the government is sworn in, it takes a while before boards are appointed. So the board does not necessarily mean the end or the death of that organization. Don't you think so? Things are still running.
Process that are truncated, ongoing process. If we had maybe a concession agreement with an investor, say from Malaysia or any of these countries, and this suspension is in place, you have possibility of them packing up. That's the only thing. We are not saying not all boards, but there are some critical boards that are life wire to the existence of the states that should be exempted and that are already on course, and those are where we expect some kind of as much as we want to instill peace, let us not create hardship and all. Areas on undue advantage, perfect, it's okay. Yes, and again, not just keeping both parties down. What are the actions being made to reconcile warring parties? Because outside keeping both parties down, I've not really seen any step. The Senate said they were going to constitute a committee that would have reputable Nigerians and all to see these warring parties. And it's something I've always looked.
Mr. Oputa, I think we lost that connection there. Not talking about, he is also saying that he has not seen definite action towards restoring peace?
Well, I think that's a major factor in the whole mix, because even with the resolution of the National Assembly asking for the constitution of a committee for peace and reconciliation of the warring factions, I think that is where the focus should be, rather than, you know, raising allegations, just bringing these two parties to the table to see where, you know, a reconciliation can be reached. Now, Mr. Oputa, I hear that you're back. Now that you've mentioned that you are yet to see any moves, peace moves in the state, with the allegations made by the head of service and, you know, public perception about probably him acting a script or, you know, being induced or under duress, do you think that the security agency should also step in at this point to also investigate and also maybe question this man on the allegations he has made?
Well, most of the interested parties, most of the persons that he mentioned are already taking legal actions to, you know, hold him on account of defamation and for him to prove, because the onus lies on the he who alleges to be able to prove. And I think that's where we are now, because nobody will sit back and watch his reputation being mudslided.
Okay, let me just add this other question. How much price is the Governor Fubara and his team willing to pay for the sake of peace in Rivers State?
Mr. Oputa?
Okay, we lost
connection again.
Talking about peace, and if all these things are coming up, we don't know what will come up again tomorrow. Maybe there will be an allegation against the governor, an allegation against the House of Assembly.
Hopefully they should be ready to put this behind them already, because this has, you know, stretched for too long. All right, I hear Mr. Oputa is back. Can you finish your thoughts on the last question? I don't know if he got your question. Can you ask him?
Yeah, the governor's camp, how much peace?
I heard Governor
all right.
Governor Fubara is willing to go any length for peace. And he amazes us, because we've seen how governors performed in the past and how governors stand their ground, you know, and hold their ground. But he has introduced a new form of leadership. And I think he was custom made for this situation, because without a personality like him and with his kind of temperament, this state would have been up in flames long ago. But I heard when you said that there was nothing Governor Fubara can do because he's not in government, you know, but he has the ears of his supporters. He has the ears of his supporters. And if you understood what is going on in Rivers State, he is the most popular Rivers man as we speak. And his influence cut across the political class and into those on the streets. The day that the state of emergency was announced, you need to see the mood in the city. And of course, it's understandable. He has promoted welfarist ideologies. He has prioritized the interests of the people. And it's not natural that the people will seek to protect him. And so what he's doing is really guiding us, because nobody was able to show their displeasure just because they were looking at the governor's body language. And that much a man can go for peace. There is never any incident in this, since the crisis in 2023, that you cannot see the governor overstepping for peace, sacrificing for peace. He reappointed the commissioners that were sacked. The Supreme Court gave judgment. He asked the chairman to resign, to step down. He asked, went personally to meet the assembly for him to submit budget, wrote series of letters for a number, and even asked them that if that day is not suitable for you, let me know a day suitable for you in March.
Well,
this is a man that
we definitely look forward to seeing peace return to Rivers State, and, you know, all the warring factions reaching an agreement and, you know, pushing Rivers State forward. Thank you so much for your time with us on the show, Ugochukwu Oputa. It was nice talking to you.